Hello, good morning guys, and welcome back to my channel, Maximan7GT. Today I'm going to be speaking through a race from yesterday in A-Class. I'm in the Toyota GR86. Now this is a last to whatever position challenge. I didn't quite start last as you've seen in previous videos. I didn't qualify. I'm starting down in 21st. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. Sit back and enjoy, and yeah, let's see what happens. So you can hardly actually see me in the background there. I get a good launch off the line. This GR86 is brilliant. It's a JSR Chronic tune, which is it's just a bloody good tune, to be fair. So I've already made up a couple of positions. I get pushed a little bit wide, but keep the power in, coming down to the first chicane. I'll make a good pass there. It turns to a bit of a car park on the second part of the chicane here. I try and just shift into second, try and get a good launch. Coming up the inside here, there's a bit of collision, there's a BMW sideways. I somehow managed to just get bounced past everybody, which actually benefited me. So I've gone from 21st to 12th within 4 corners. Coming up the inside of the BMW here, he turns in on me a little bit, which is a little bit naughty there, to be fair. I was up the inside of him. He tried to actually turn into me there as well, but I managed to run it around the outside. So I'm now up to 11th. Now this Integra, I had the pace to get past it. I probably should have got past it quicker, but it was an absolute bullet in a straight line. The Toyota GR86 is a brilliant car. I mean, I think it maxes out about 160 mile an hour. Very good through the corners, quick off the line if you get the launch right. It's pretty much a complete car. You can see there Mock Shop's in the race as well in the same livery. So he's in front of the Integra, I'm behind him. I needed to get past as quick as possible. You know, I'm trying to do a last to first, as you know. I've had a couple where I've managed to achieve it. So it's just a case of trying to make sure that you don't get in too many scrapes. I've got a lot of damage down the right hand side. That was from the bumps in the first couple of corners. So you know, it is racing at the end of the day, and it is Forza. It's one of them. It just, yeah, I mean, it can be pretty clean. It's usually cleaner the more you get, the further into the race you get when it spreads out a little bit. So I managed to jump up the inside of this Viper, who then decides to take out the Integra. So that helps me, and obviously Mock Shop get through as well. So me and Mock Shop, 8th and 9th. We're just finishing the first lap, and I've gone up 12 positions just by really sort of keeping myself out of trouble. So onto the second lap. Mock Shop's made another position. I almost just want to follow him through, really. That's more the goal. You know, see where he's overtaking, see if I can overtake the same place. I get up inside this Corvette. The Corvette's been in a few scrapes and all, but the GR86 has got better straight line. So once I get in front of him, you know, especially onto this straight, I can pull away. Now the Corvette, weirdly, is better through the corners, which did surprise me quite a lot. A little glow of a lock up there on the front brake. He did gain on me through the obviously through the chicane, through the corners, but luckily I just had the speed to get away. Mock Shop runs slightly wide with the BMW, which allows me to get through. So I've actually made 3 positions in that little section as well. With Mock Shop behind me, you know I'm not going to get dive bombed. I know that if there is a pass coming, it's going to be clean. So I could sort of just get my head down now. I stopped looking in my rearview mirror and just started focusing on what was ahead. Now, we're not even at the end of the second lap. I've made up 15 positions so far, and I'm not that far away from the leaders. The leaders were having an absolute battle. I don't know if they'd bumped each other, if they'd had an issue in the previous race, but they were literally just knocking the doors off each other, ramming into each other, bumping each other, dodgy passes. It was you will see towards the end of the race, it's quite a spectacular runoff, which is quite impressive. But obviously we don't want it in Forza. So coming up to the final chicane before the last corner, I managed to get up the inside. So I'm now up to 5th. So looking in the distance, we've got Vadim Vlasov in the quality Nissan 432Z, and Kit Mister, which I think you've heard me speak about before, can be a little bit bumpy. He does like to take Mockchop out in pretty much every race Mockchop ever seems to have with him. So yeah, I'm a little bit nervous about getting past him. Vadim in the Nissan has managed to get past him, so I want to get past him as quick as I can. I want to get past him clean. I'm about 4 seconds behind the leaders now, so it's just, yeah, it's one of them where you just want to just keep trying to hit your lines, make, you know, go through the corners quick, hit the apexes, just gain as much time as you possibly can. I mean, realistically, I got held up slightly in the first couple of laps, probably a second and a half. Probably would have changed the whole race for me. I'd probably be sitting there in 3rd now. I'd be in front of these two already, and I'd be closing down the leaders. But, you know, it was a ridiculously enjoyable race. So I'm coming up on Kit Mister here in the BMW. Like I said, it makes me a little bit nervous coming up behind him. He can be aggressive, is probably an understatement, but it's trying to find the right pace to pass him. Now, the BMW's quick in a straight line, so I knew I wasn't going to get him, obviously, through Maggots and Beckett's and onto the back straight. So it was just a case of sitting in this slipstream, try and get as close as I possibly can to him, just to, you know, not force him into a stake, but make sure that I could get a good run out of a corner, make sure I can get up the inside. So we're on the straight here. I'm in this slipstream. You can see the leaders. The leaders are literally at the end of the straight, so it's closed up massively here. I get a good run through here. I'll get a really good drive on the really good exit. So I actually go around the outside of Kit Mister. I managed to get in front of him and brake. I was a little bit nervous about getting rear-ended. He did outbrake himself slightly, but to be fair to him, there was no contact and I was on my merry way. So we're coming on to the last lap here. I can see the leaders. There they are, Tribal and TB2000, and there's me and Vadim. It's closed up a lot coming into the last lap. The front tyres were starting to go. Again, the telemetry doesn't really show it, but the front tyres were starting to go, so the front end was getting a little bit slippery. But even with the tyres sort of going orange, it just grips, it just works, this Toyota. Don't get me wrong, you can feel the difference, but it doesn't drop off as much as other cars. So as we're coming down the straight here, hopefully you'll be able to see them, or you won't be able to see them here, but you'll see them in the dirt on the right hand side. They run each other off quite spectacularly, and as your TB2000 was there spinning in the background. So now I've got to deal with Tribal. Now I don't know if it was, I was hoping that it was just a bit of beef between him and TB2000. I hope it wasn't just going to be a case of he was bumping everybody. So it's helped Vadim get through. If I'd got in front of him, I would have been right on the back of him, but I just couldn't get past. The BMW was too quick in a straight line coming down that straight, even though obviously he ran TB2000 off. So coming through here, my mentality was just hope that if I get up next to him, he doesn't bump me off. I'm sort of swerving over the back of him, just trying to sort of, you know, make him second guess himself. As we come through Maggots and Beckett's, he makes a bit of a mistake. So what I do is I run myself out wide here to try and then get the cutback, which works to a certain extent. You can see I get a good drive, and now I'm in this slipstream, and I'm right in this slipstream, which I needed to, because obviously we're on the hanger straight coming down to this long right. I needed to be there because I thought he might run wide, and just as I say that, as you can see, he does. So I managed to get up the inside. A bit worried about him cutting a back cross, but I'd made the position. Unfortunately, this has allowed Vadim to get about a second and a half in front of me. As you can see on the left hand side, I've made up 19 positions, which in a race that was this bumpy, aggressive, brutal, I was really happy with. We come across the finish line there. I mean, yeah, there's not much I could really say about it apart from, you know, I was over the moon with how I drove. There was a few incidences, as you saw, that were just a little bit, well, I can't explain them, so I'm doubting that you guys can either. And yeah, so I hope you enjoyed the video. Please comment, like this video. Let's get as much notice on this channel as we can. If you know people that obviously want to watch this sort of racing, Get them to subscribe on Twitch, on YouTube, Maximan7GT. Add me on Xbox if you want to race, or if you want to send me a message, if you want to send me any clips. Obviously, I run my Dirty Drivers shorts, which seem to be getting quite a lot of views, so check them out as well. And I'll catch you soon. Thank you very much for watching. Take care.